Hello. Right, let's start with this one over here. Um, do I know what I'm doing? No, but I just thought I'd just give a little heads up. Um, this particular piece, quite handy these things, aren't they? It is doing my head in, but we've all been there before. Um, so I think I know it's going to come, but in what state it's going to come. I mean, I started off, it was Trump, then it went through something else, and I've done a little spot in front of it, and the whole thing have changed completely. And now I think, maybe I could have kept that last piece. Who knows? But if you don't try anything, I think a problem sometimes can be people are afraid of paint when they paint in, and it's only paint. It's not going to kill you if you paint over everything you've just done. But a lot of people can't do that, and I think that's just one of the steps for any artist to do to tick off. I remember when I was in Cyprus many years ago, and it was a similar thing. In the studio we were given, I was watching other people and how they approached their own work, and it was quite delicate, quite fragile. So one day I asked her, "Would you like to work on mine?" And this girl came over, and the change was incredible. She was more expressive. It was like, yes, it wasn't her paint she was using. Perhaps that had something to do with it. But she was more expressive, and her whole attitude to painting seemed to change. So that was interesting to me. See, it's like what was stopping her being like that with her own painting. It was her own possession. It was her own. She couldn't free herself up with her own work, but she could free herself up with when she thought she wasn't doing damage in her own work. And it's all psychological, that is, isn't it? Being afraid not to do something to your own work. So that was one way of getting her through, getting through. Showing her there is other ways of working, and to a certain extent, you could. I remember I'd done a couple of things once upon a time. I'm not good at teaching, but so what I done, I just sort of made it up as I went along, and I said, right, I'll take a painting paper, start off, and then after a while, I swapped pass it to the next person, and after a while, I mean, that was extraordinary because there was seemed to be a freedom in the way they were creating things that you don't get with people who are just. And I don't know what if that is taught at college. I don't even know if it was taught to me, but it was my way of progressing, understanding what I was doing. Like, one day, or perhaps, I could share that, but you know, and until then, who knows? But so those were just like one of the things, the steps that I took to sort of get involved. See this one. I like this. It's just sort of like it's got plates stuck to it and smashed plates, which I sort of like videoed recording. And I thought, well, I don't like wasting anything. And I think it was that artist who's back in the 80s, American artist. He just glue his plates to his work as well. So, but I don't think they look like that. I don't think they were smashed. I'm not sure. There could have been a few smashed ones. Who knows? But there we are. If you want to do something and it's been done and you think it's been done before, it doesn't stop you from doing it. Could originality? You could argue originality doesn't exist, but you could also say it's never been done exactly the same as you. So say, I'm writing a book. Well, I'm writing words. Those words have been written before, but not the way that you've written it. Do you know what I mean? Or in the style that you've written it. So yes, to a certain extent, things have been done before, but that's how we all learn. We taught to learn things that have already been done in school, and that's your standard practice for a human being. But then it's up to the human then to say, well, I would like to go further on this. This is what I'm interested in. I will, and I understand what you want me to do, but I can't do that for the rest of my life. I will break the rules. And it's as simple as that. And art allows you to do that. I think all progression has been made through mistakes. So I suppose in all, even from medicine to physics, it's all about trying to do something better. Otherwise, we wouldn't be where we were, isn't it? So we got this one again, a complete like mess. But the trouble is with these messes and not knowing what you want to do. It's just having an idea the night before, saying, "Oh well, that might work on it. I'll try that when I go down there tomorrow." It's like I got some ideas what to do with it. So I might go back to the beginning. So remember I done those big Trump posters? I might put the posters back on, just to see what it looks like, Because I think when you're digging out, you're uncovering things which haven't really been made or not in the real world. It's not in this imaginatory world that you've given yourself to work in. And it's quite fun. It can be quite fun. It's hard though. No, I mean, it's not the best. It's not. It's not. It can be enjoyable occasionally, but I mean, a lot of it is hard work. I've been doing it too long, so perhaps when I was started off, I was like just just youthful and enthusiastic about things, and I think I had somebody writing to me the other day just saying, "Oh, can we get any tips?" Well, what do I know? But I suppose if you're enthusiastic, that's about as good a start as you're ever going to get, because you try new things, and perseverance is probably one of the secrets of success on any subject. So you persevere with it to the very end, or the end of you, whichever comes first. But we all know art is organic, so it's sort of like for me, it evolves sort of, but also it's also important to treat it like, I suppose you could treat it like a plant. So you make sure you water the roots. What's watering the roots in art? Well, I suppose for me it's like doing other things, doing animation, doing film, doing a bit of music, whatever it is, sound, exploring other things. That's you nourishing your art, and whether it was the fashion thing, and it comes back in, and you all feed it back into the studio then, to see how exciting it can be when you put it back into the pot again, and you look at things differently. Hey, look at things differently. Look at that thing. He is, found this in a skip. Solid. That is solid. It's polystyrene, but it must be like a steel carcass to it. I gotta say. Right, well, that was my 2 worth for today. Let's I'm gonna make a move on. Good luck. See you all soon. Bye.